Hello, it's Saturday. Welcome to the Saturday Update. We're starting week 11 already. I don't know how that happened so fast, but here we are. So, this week, our topic is what teens like sexy books. Sorry. Um, it's really about love stories, but, sex, gender, um, whatever. these are all topics that teens in particular, well, and tweens, frankly, are interested in. And I know I got all my information from books. I pretend like it was on the streets, but it was books. um, and so the books that we're looking at this week, our reading books, are Every Day by David Levithan, which was just made into a movie, which I'm one of the 8 people I think in the nation that saw it. It was adorable. I liked it. Fine. Then Say What You Will by Cami McGovern, which I also use in a course I teach on providing services for students with special needs because it's kids who are dealing with disabilities who happen to fall in love. The Sun is Also a Star is the newer book by Nicola Yoon, who wrote Everything, Everything, which was a big hit. And The Sun is Also a Star is very cute, takes place in one 24-hour um, span of time. And then When Dipple Met Rishi, which I absolutely adore, and I've been book talking it to kids at the high school this week. I've started my summer reading book talks, and I tell them this is a book about what a great idea arranged marriages are. Um, and they kind of look at me askance, but it's really cute. It's got some interesting cultural stuff to it. So all four of those were books that I loved. Um, your content reading is there's a bunch of stuff. There's a little bit about romance. Most of it is about providing services for kids who LGBTQ kids, and the I've been using that Deborah Lau Whelan one for a long time out and ignored. It's from 2006, but it's really good. It's a very sort of in-depth look. But the Lauren Barack one, LGBTQ and You, How to Support Your Students, is fresher and I like it. It might be a little bit lighter. The other stuff, Bridget Alverson, I just thought was interesting. And then Carlisle Weber is the introduction from his Guide to Reading Interests, Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual, Transgender, and Questioning Teen Literature, a Guide to Reading Interests. So that might be something that you want to look up depending on your population and interests. And then there's Donna Friedis's Be Still My Heart, which is, just cute. It has some romances in it. So the content page has the content in it. It's the same, from here on out, we're doing the same set of things every week. You'll do your blog, which is your exploration. I am looking forward to grading this past week's blogs. I've seen a couple people, jumped ahead, and that's been really interesting. um, the discussion, I was pretty in my feedback on the discussion for a lot of people. I said I put up a reminder, and I said it in last week's video too. Those beautiful big multi-idea posts, just chop them up. One sort of main idea per post. That allows you to have more posts because you can only get a maximum of 3 points per post. And so you have basically to get full credit, you have to have 3 posts in both the content discussion and the book discussion. They have to be, I didn't have this in the initial rubric, so I'm not going to count it for the first 2 weeks of the course. But starting with this week, you have to post 2 different days. You can't just come in the last day and do all your discussion. It's not fair to the rest of the class. I really want the discussion to be a conversation. That's how we're meeting. That's the class meeting, is in the discussion. We don't all have to be there at the same time, but you have to be there twice a week as you would a class. The response piece or the reflection piece rather. Geez, I call it reflection. I call it response. I call it essay. The big thing that you do about your book. So I I did a lot of feedback on those. Basically, what we're looking for is you to. It took me grading a few of these, and my God, there are a lot of you. Thank God I had the day off yesterday because all day essays, or prezzies, or PowerPoints, or movies. There was some nice differentiation of formats. So if you're an English major and you like to write, stick with the essay. You'll do great. The aspect of it that I was picky about was picking a theme. I want you to have, we're looking at it, if you're writing literary criticism basically. You're choosing a lens through which you're viewing this work. So just be cognizant of that. I had two people this past week who did Prezzies, and Prezi is, if you haven't used it yet, it's a really great tool and it makes you look super fancy. But I've used it, and so I know how easy it is to make it look like you're doing a lot of stuff with Prezi. But honestly, the two that I got were phenomenal. They were very detailed. They had, you know, extra visuals. It was just, they were really nicely done. If you want to play with a tech tool for this instance, that's something you can do. I also had someone made a book, a movie of themselves talking about the book, and it was with a movie. You know, when you're writing something, you've got your 3 to 5 pages and then you're done. With a movie, you can, you know, sort of take your theme way out and then pull it back in. And she did The Hate U Give, and she was talking sort of about the, you know, sort of where we are as a country as far as racial differences and racism and things like that, and how the book illustrates it. And it was great. I am going to put a cap on the length of a movie. If you do a movie, please don't do more than like 7 or 8 minutes max. I would say 5 to 8 minutes would be good for a movie, because I could have watched that thing all day, but it's it's long, and there are many of you. Um, Anything else like a PowerPoint, things like that? Just remember that you're using a visual tool, and so what you may lack in text, you're going to make up it with, you know, visual, additional visual impact. So, all right. I believe that that is everything. Conversational discussion, choose a theme. Blogs are great. I've got nothing to say about that. And I think that's all of our stuff. So, have a great week and enjoy your romance. And I will see you next Saturday. Bye.